Hello everyone, this is Brian LeDuc, and the reason for making this video is because I've been noticing a lot of bugs in Affinity Designer, and this video it's not a complaint. I just feel that because of the amount of bugs, it would be better to actually make a video on it rather than to create a topic on the forums of each bug. So I want to at least get this out there. I feel that maybe Affinity Designer 1.7 came out too fast, which I understand because that's around the same time when Publisher came out. So I think there was a lot of work and a lot of uh, rush around that time. So I just want to mention the different bugs that I've been catching. Now, I want to let you know that first, there was an indication that there is a bug that is going to get addressed, and this is one that we've been experiencing for a long time now, and that is expanding a stroke. So if I take the gear icon and just make something like this, I'll swap these, get rid of the fill, and I'm going to just bring the stroke down a little. Okay, so this is stroke, and I want to expand it, so I turn the stroke into a fill. So I'm going to go to Layer and Expand Stroke. See how the shape slightly changes? And now if I shrink this a little more, and then decrease the stroke again, and now expand the stroke, now it really gets off. So something that was mentioned is that the larger these shapes are, then chances are your stroke will not warp. So Affinity is aware of this, but there was a mention here. So there's a topic in which the shapes are getting warped, and then something that MEB said here is that this will be addressed when the 1.8 comes out, the retail version. So this is going to be fixed finally once Affinity Designer 1.8 comes out. So that is a great thing to know. Okay, now I'm going to bring up the other bugs that I've been catching. Okay, so dashed line will not work for the coloring book file 39, the Skater Kids 10. Alright, so I'm going to bring that file up. Okay, so here's the file. I'm going to take the pencil tool and I'm going to just draw a line. Okay, now I'm going to go into the stroke tab and choose the dashed line style. Notice how nothing happens with the dashed line. So I don't know why nothing is happening. So that is a bug. Joining paths while insert inside is selected causes strokes to disappear. Alright, so I'm drawing a path. Now I'm going to draw another path. I'm going to select them and I'm going to join them, but I'm going to have insert selected inside. And now I'm going to join them. Okay, so you see that they are selected, but they're not listed anywhere on the layers palette. And therefore I can't select them, they're gone. Command plus click to select a clip object will not work if the object it is inside of has no fill. Okay, so drawing a stroke. And now I'm going to get rid of the fill. And I'm going to put a star clipped inside. All right, star. Clip. All right. And I'm going to give the star a fill. Okay, now I'm going to try to command click the star. Oh. Okay, well, you know what? It looks like this one has been fixed. Okay, so the ones that have been fixed, I'm gonna just highlight as a, let's see, I want to highlight a color that we can recognize. So, I think green would be a good color. All right, now I forget what the red means, so I'm gonna go through it again. Using the crop tool on an image that is semi-transparent will make it even more transparent. Uh, I'm bringing this image in. I'm going to make it semi-transparent. Now I'm going to take the crop tool. Yeah, you know what? The image became even more transparent. Hmm. Okay, now I'm going to test something else. I'm going to use the transparency tool. Whoop. And now I'm going to use the crop tool. Okay, so it's only if uh, the opacity slider from the layers panel is used. So I'm going to change this text back to black as a way to know that it does need work still. Okay. Rotation center point gets moved to the corner of the screen after clicking off the object and clicking back on it. Yes, I do. I'm going to change this to black because I do recall this still happening, but it can be hard to replicate since it happens at random points, since it happens in random situations. So let me show you what I mean at least. Okay, so here is an example. I'm gonna click Zach, and I'm gonna take the origin point and put it like right here on his hand, and then I'm gonna rotate it. Okay, now I'm gonna click off and maybe click here, here, here. Okay, now I'm gonna click Zach again. All right, well the origin point is still here, but sometimes the origin point will get way over here off the canvas, and then I have to go find it. So it's hard to replicate sometimes, but I have noticed that this is still going on. Joining paths while scale with object enabled will increase the stroke size. Okay, so I'm going to draw a path. Now I'm going to draw another path. Okay, now to take the stroke, and I'm going to say scale with object, and now I'm going to join them. See how the stroke changed size? So that only happens if scale with object is selected. So there's another bug. Accidentally pressing a button on a stylus will keep bringing up the eraser tool when trying to use a different tool. The way to undo this is to select the pixel brush tool, hold down the button on the stylus, and then start drawing. Going back to the vector tools should now work. Okay, so I'm going to draw and I'm going to press the button on the stylus. Hmm. Okay, the eraser tool isn't coming up because I know that when I went to, let's see, applications, uh, pen tablet, pen tablet settings. Okay, I changed the settings here. It said second button, no action. First button, no action. So I'm going to change this. I forget which is which. Say pen eraser, pen eraser. Right. Exit. Okay. Okay, so I have the eraser up. I press the button again. Okay, it seems like it's working now. So before I had to, what did I say I had to do before? I really press the button, blah, 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 blah. The way to undo this is to select the pixel brush tool, hold down the button on the stylus, and then start drawing. So it looks like this one was fixed. Okay, well, I'm glad I'm going through the list. Green. Wait, that's not the same color green. That's not it. Alright, close enough. Changing the color to multiple layers at once with a pixel layer as part of them will cause the whole document to change color. Yes, I remember that. Okay, so here's an example. We're looking at these different figures of Muscle Dog, and we're going to be looking at this one, the in action pose. So if I scroll down this layer, I see that these are all vector layers, but these two down here are pixels. So I'm going to just show the pixels just so you can see what I'm talking about. So this one is a pixel layer, and then this one is a pixel layer. So I'm going to have these two checked off, and I'm going to check off these others also. And now we're going to go to this in action pose, and now we're going to change the color. Now look, everything changes to that color. But if I go down here and uncheck the two pixels, then it goes back to the regular color. But now if I uncheck these and just show these pixel layers, they are no longer like what they were originally. I could hide the color, but it still thinks it's red. So by doing this, I accidentally deleted those pixel layers. Back up to the beginning in the history panel, and then move back to the end results to a crash. All right. For this, I would have to um, make a new file and like undo everything and then go back. So I don't know if I have the time to create a completely new file. So this one I'm going to say to test on your own, but before undoing everything, I recommend saving your file first and then testing this bug because I don't want you to lose your work. After deleting a path, the next stroke drags. Okay, so I'm gonna, well, this one may not be a good example since I have effects on these characters, so my stroke is gonna drag regardless. I'm giving you a little sneak peek of a file I started working on a while ago. Okay, so here I'm going to go into this frame right here. So open panel 4. All right, so I'm going to just draw something. See how fast the stroke moves? Now I'm going to press delete and delete the stroke. And now the next stroke, see how it drags? This happens after you delete the stroke, but then when you don't delete it, you know, it drags fine. Delete, then try dragging. But this is a large file, so let's test this on a smaller file. Okay, we're back at this file, my pretend file manager. So I'm just drawing, delete, delete. Okay, it looks like this bug is improving. Um, I can't find the file. There are other files in which this does happen. Okay, here's an example. remember this supposed internet browser I made? Alright, so I draw with the stroke. So, okay, it's drawing fine. Press delete. Now the next one drags, but the one after that, it doesn't drag. Delete, it drags. And yes, I do have a lot of files here, but I don't have any effects supplied or anything that would slow it down. Okay, main toolbar is off. So this is something that came with both Affinity Designer and Affinity Photo when I first launched the program. So the main toolbar did not look like this. If I go into the pixel persona, see how most of the icons are cluttered to the right over here. And if I open Affinity Photo, it's the same thing. See, like these icons over here, they're cluttered. They should be separate. So it's a little off. And then even in the export persona, it's the same thing. I mean, this is the interface I work in the most. So I did change these automatically. But so let's go into the pixel persona, for example. Now I'm going to right click and say customize toolbar. Now we do have a default toolbar, so I'm going to click and drag this. But this is supposedly what the default looks like. So there is an issue with that. If objects have insert inside selected, when they are added together, they disappear. Yeah, I think I already did. Yeah, I already did that. Joining paths while insert inside together will. Yeah, I already said that. Okay, artboard tool no longer crops the canvas. All right, it depends on what is on the artboard. So if I just do this and then press delete, yes, it crops the canvas. But let's open a file now. Okay, so we're going to crop this. We want to crop just this. Whoop. Oh, sorry, I said crop. I'm going to take the artboard and I want to just crop this part of Muscle Dog. And press delete. Keep objects. Okay, it's working. Hmm. There was an example which it wouldn't crop. Huh. And if this happens again, then I'm going to just take record of the actual file. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bugs in Affinity Designer that we went over. And the first bug I showed you is not in this list was that one in which it you get that warp result of when expanding strokes, but a staff member of Affinity said that will be resolved. So now we're just going to have to wait, and hopefully the Affinity team sees these bugs that I've mentioned, and let's see if they get worked out.